Greetings and welcome everybody. Today's video is about how to install Grand Theft Auto 3 Skin and Bones mod. This is basically a modification that brings the skeleton system into GTA 3. In original GTA 3 for the PC, you do not have skeleton system for the characters. They are just made out of a couple of polygons, etc. Their limbs are all made separately in the original game. However, with the mod called Skin and Bones, it brings skeletal system to the characters, just like in the Xbox and the mobile version. So without further ado, let's get started. I have extracted the files, and so here they are. There are technically two files that I will leave a link in the description of the video where to download them. This is GTA 3 Skin and Bones, and this one is GTA 3 Xbox Peds Fixed. Both of these are compulsory to download. If you want to use this mod, please download both of them. And right now on this side I have an unmodified, well, it's not 100% modified, it's slightly modified copy of GTA 3, and I've already had installed things like Clio, modloader, and ASI loader inside. So of course it is slightly modified, but you have to slightly modify GTA 3 before you are able to run this Skin and Bones mod. So before beginning, make sure that you install Clio, modloader, and ASI loader, which comes with the widescreen fix. If you have a widescreen fix, you have automatically received the ASI loader. The ASI loader brings the scripts folder into your game directory. Scripts folder is where you keep all the most of the ASI files, the .asi files. And we have not installed Xbox Skin and Bones, sorry. So let's get started. First things first, let's do a check. And okay, we don't have any mods in modloader too, so that's a good start. We have nothing. We have no conflicting modifications in modloader. Like I said, this one is slightly modified, but it does not have any conflicting modification inside. So technically, I will guide you through everything as much as possible. So to get started, let's open the Skin and Bones modification, and right here you see several files. According to the README, they say that you need a exe file, which is this file right here. You need the version 1.0. This is version 1.0, so it works good. So they say have the DL loaded by simple DL loader or change the extension to ASI. So have loaded by ASI loader. This thing right here, this is the DLL. And yeah, and also what all you gotta do is first thing you gotta do is copy this thing 3.anim.dll. You copy it to the GTA 3 folder, and there you go. And then you rename it to rename the extension from DLL to ASI. Next thing, according to the README, is, well, place all the converted Xbox DSFs and DSD into ga3.img. However, first things first, you don't have to do that yet because we have not gone there yet. What you gotta do now is, here in the folder anim there are some files, including cutscenes hands, which is data for textures for the hands of characters, and data, which is, well, basically cutscene hands as well. So you gotta copy all this and copy them and then paste into the GTA3 directory. They do not ask to overwrite any files because there are no files to overwrite. They just add on to it. if you know what I mean. And then we've got this player5 underscore xbox.bmp file, which looks like this. This is the skin folder. This is this is the skin for Claude. Where do you copy this? You have to copy this. You got two options actually. You can either copy this file to skins. You can either copy this to skins, or you can copy this to models generic. I recommend that you do both. So without further ado, let's copy. Oh yeah, before I forget, you gotta rename this file too. You have to rename player5 Xbox to player.bmp if you want to copy it to generic to remove this. I just overwrite because I already have backups of GTA3, so I don't really need to. But I recommend that before you do anything like this, please back up the files. So please back up your original files before you proceed with this. And the next thing to do is copy this same player BMP into skins, overwriting this player.bmp, and then you can make sure you back up the original files. For me, I will remove this one because it will come out a little bit weird later on. Okay, now let's test the game. Okay, here we are inside the game, so let's start a new game. Let's just start a new game. Let's see how it goes. So based on what you're saying, this is mostly the same skin. There's not much changes. Let's keep the cutscene because we can test it out.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low, but my hands are all messed up, so you better drive.
Right now, doesn't look like there's much difference. However, to test it out, test if it's working or not, we're going to do something like this. Okay, we already have the weapon cheat installed. We got like I know it is a bit weird, but let's throw a grenade and see what happens to the limbs. Apparently the limbs still detach.
You looking fine, girl.
My mother's mask.
Actually, it's not that it's not working. However, that is because we have not copied the other files, which is the Xbox Peds Fixed. And so, without further ado, let's close the game and let's copy those files now and see the difference. We are back here, and let's go back and go to this folder, Xbox Peds Fixed. I decided to name it like this so that it's easier to classify my mods. So okay, right here we've got like tons of files. What you gotta do is, okay, since this file is in this folder, so what you gotta do is just you go to modloader and you create a new folder, and then you give it a simple name that you can remember. For me, I just put it Xbox Peds. Then I select this, and then I press shift and I select this one, and then I right click and I copy, and then I go back into Xbox Peds and I paste them. I paste all of them. Okay, there they are. It's almost all of the pedestrians in GTA 3 converted to Xbox version. And then go to modloader.ini, which is the fine. Right here it says profiles.default.priority. This defines mod's priority, which is, and they say that between 1 and 100 overwrites 1. Priority 0 will be ignored. So default priority is 50. Regardless, let's take note of the name of the folder. This is Xbox Peds. We can just select the name by pressing rename and then right clicking and then pressing copy. You don't have to rename it. Then you paste the name. Since the priority should be between 1 and 100, default priority is 50. Regardless, you can put 100. So you put 100 right that. You copy, you write Xbox Peds equals 100. If your folder name is different, you put a different folder name. For example, if your folder name is just Xbox or just Pets, put Pets or Xbox or Pets according to the folder name. So without further ado, let's test the game again. And let's start a new game just to make sure that we got all the things covered. For the record, we have SkyGFX installed as well. There are some files recommended to install before you proceed. Okay, apparently there is an issue with player models. However, this issue is related related to something inside the game files. So this is the issue that many people have. What you have to do is quit the game, and I might have the issue because I have limit adjuster. I'm back at the folder of my GTA 3, and before I continue, I would like to say that I have installed some mods, like for example scripts. For example, in the scripts folder I have widescreen fix, and of course the G input, which is for the Xbox controller. There's also the limit adjuster and SkyGFX, among others. The aircraft is optional if you want to install it, but it doesn't affect anything except for that you are able to fly planes and stuff. But anyways, you go to limit adjuster. If you have limit adjuster, please do so. Go here and go scroll down until you see GTA 3 limits. This line right here, ExtraObjectsDir, you remove it. So now let's retry our game. Okay, let's retry and let's start a new game. Let's see how the player models work or not. Okay, now it is working. As you can see, we have found the problem. So many people are having this problem. Apparently, what you have to do is...
Sorry, babe. I'm an ambitious...
What you have to do is actually delete the line in limit adjuster. And now you can see that the skin and bones mod is working. Let's test it again to see if it's truly working, because we want to see if there are detachable limbs or not. But right now it is obvious that it is working.
This is Hit Radio Love Media Station, just one of 900 radio stations, 300 TV stations.
Throw a grenade. And the limbs do not detach. That means that the limbs are all connected to one skeleton system for each character. So apparently you have a skeleton system, and that means the mod installation is complete. I hope that this video is helpful to all of you. I apologize if I have misguided some of you in the previous tutorial video. I hope that I'm forgiven for this, and I hope that this new hope that this new thing is I hope this new tutorial is understood, and I hope that you all have a good time and have fun playing GTA 3 with the skin and bone version. Thank you and goodbye.
This is the place right here. Let's get off the street and find a change of clothes. I know this guy. He's connected. His name's Luigi. Me and him go back, so I can probably get you to work. Come on, let's head over. You about to get rolled on. This is Luigi's club. Let's go around the back and use the service door. Wait here, man, while I go in and talk to Luigi.
Eight Ball's got some business upstairs. Well, maybe you could do me a favor. One of my girls needs a ride, so grab a car and pick up Misty from the clinic, then bring her back here. Remember, no one messes with my girls. So keep your hands on the wheel. If you don't mess this up, maybe there'll be more work for you. Now get out of here.